Hey guys, it's JohnyTechReview. Today I have a review of this Hubsan X4. This is a nice quadcopter that has an FPV system, and the remote control actually have a monitor on it itself, and it actually uses a 5 GHz frequency. So it came in a little small box like this. Everything is pretty much compact. Hubsan make a lot of different quadcopter, and this is one of the nicer one here. There's not much information outside here, so let's just open this up and see what comes inside here. So here you can see this is the user menu. We got a lot of detail instruction here, and here is the quadcopter itself. This is a micro quadcopter. It's very small, as you can see right now. I love these things because that means you can play indoor with them. So here is the small quadcopter. Wow, very small. And there is the antenna for the FPV. Batteries are installed right now. Look like we have some additional setup blades. Wow, they give you a lot of blades. I guess they expect you to crash it often or something. There is the second battery and another battery, so they give me some extra battery here. And here we have a little USB charging cable. There's only one of that, so I guess you can only charge one at a time. And here is the famous big controller. You can see here, very nice little controller. It's quite large, it's pretty comfortable. Got a little hand grip in the back here. Then you have some button here, look like power buttons right here, and then you have some button up top here, and there's the FPV screen right now. There's a micro SD card slot here for recording, and then there's the mini SD port right now. So guys, I've been using this Hubsan FPV X4 quadcopter for the past few weeks or so, and so far I'm really pleased with this small little quadcopter. So what makes this small little quadcopter really cool is that because of its size, obviously you can play indoor and outdoor. And indoor, you just have to be very careful. In my house here, first thing I did was run through the TV and kind of scuff it up a little bit. I did manage to clean it out, but yeah, just be careful when you play indoor. And these blades, they are pretty resilient, but as you can see here, after about 2 weeks of playing with them and running into various objects and hitting the ground, you can see they're kind of somewhat damaged. You can see here, the blades are pretty beat up in this corner, and some of them are bent. As you can see here, this one is pretty bad also. Most of them are kind of damaged. The thing about this version is that it does not come with a blade guard. Psst, I lie, it did come with one. Fell on the ground down, and it's same blue carpet, couldn't see it. And if you're a new beginner, I would suggest you want to get one of those. This packet does not come with one. What they did come with is a ton of different replacement blade, because they know you will need it. So you can see here, you have a set here, 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 5 different replacement sets. So that's what's nice about this unit. This unit here also come with 3 set of batteries. There's one right there, and there's 2 more here. These are our batteries, so I'll put them to the side here. But this seller give me 2 additional batteries, so you got 3 batteries, and each of them lasts about 8 to 10 minutes of play time, depending on what you're doing with it. The nice thing about this is that regardless of whether you record or not, your play time will be the same. Because the recording is done on the unit. That's pretty standard for FPV unit. And then of course I also want to point out this user menu has all the important instructions that you do need to read. So I will walk you guys through the quick process of pairing it up real quick and show you guys some information on this little nice little controller here. Of course, it's the FPV controller with the built-in monitor. So just want to let you guys know, so recently I bought an Asus RT88 router, pretty strong 5 GHz router, and so far this guy has not been interfered by it. I think this guy turned on and it automatically scan the proper frequency to get you a really nice 5 GHz frequency that doesn't interfere. And in practice, I play outside my house, it works quite well. So as you can see here, the unit again has the camera up front. This, I believe it's like a VGA camera, not that great quality, but it's decent. You see in the pictures it looks pretty nice. I do want to point out that this does happen a lot. This guy here will pop out, and your little rubber feet here will pop out if you crash it quite often. As you can see here, it's just going to kind of come out. I'm going to put it back in here. But yeah, you just have to put everything back in, and it will lock back in place. Just be careful playing with this unit. To install the battery, what I would do is put the battery in first, like this. And then what I do next is I turn on the controller. This is the instruction that how you turn on the controller, and it will start looking for stuff to bind to. And then all you have to do is just put this guy together like this. I wish there's a power button, but it doesn't have one. And you can hear right now it binds immediately, very fast. So binding was never an issue for me. It always binds extremely fast, and you know, there you go, very live video. This 5 GHz frequency provides a very nice immediately live feedback camera, which works well for FPV. So what you do finally is you will twist this cable once and then stuff it underneath there, but I'm not going to do that right now. I just want to show you guys the controller. Right now it's basically already finished binding, and all you have to do is just give it power. You can see that will start flying right away. Oops. So this is your standard screen. You have your helicopter, you have your quadcopter voltmeter here, you have the transmitter power, You also have here the timer of when you start using it, so it kind of gives you an idea how long you've been flying each unit. So at the end you can kind of see that, oh, I've been running for 9 minutes or whatever. Here are your different trim. You can actually set them here, and when you press them, it actually display in here and they change where it currently is, and they move around, as you can see down. So that's nice. And then at the bottom here you have this Hubsan logo, which is a little bit big and strange. So I turn the brightness down just a little bit here. You can see this screen is actually pretty decent during the day. It's somewhat a little bit tough to see. They do sell, I think, a hood that goes on here, but usually it does not come with one, so you have to kind of buy one yourself. I wish they come with one, so you don't have to do that. But anyway, you can push and just stick here, hold down for a second, bring up this little menu, and in this menu you have a few options. You can play back recording, that's what that first option is. Set root time, which you can just move left here, move right here on the stick actually, to change the values. You can just move up and down and just get it out of it. You kind of see it right now, so I'm not going to save anything. I had it set the whole time wrong, so a lot of my recording will probably have the wrong time. I just recently set it. You can format your memory card right here. You can set reverse, show you right here. You can change your different control here, the aileron and the rudder right now. So anyway, we're not gonna mess with that. I like it normal, fine. There's sensitivity. In here you have two different options. Right now it's in normal mode, which is 50% for all the throttle and control everything. You can change this to expert mode, give you 100%. In 100% it's really sensitive, so you give it pitch, it's gonna pitch really hard and roll really fast. So yeah, I play with it in expert mode for a little bit, but I'm not that great, so I'm just gonna leave in normal mode right now. Finally, you have this 5.8 GHz frequency, which you can change from if you want to, but I'm just gonna leave it right now for now, and that's basically all your setting on now. So beside this button, you also have this button here and this button here. This one is not in use, but normally this one here you can press and it will start recording. I'll show you right now. If I press it, it will show a little recording right now, and you go, it started recording to this memory card right here, and it's a live footage, as you can see. And that's basically it. Press it again to stop, just like that. So as far as flying this quadcopter, you will find that it's pretty simple to fly this quadcopter. Basically stay in place pretty well, except if you have more than 5 mph wind, then it's going to start to drift. But if it drifts, you can always make some adjustment down and add a trim if you need to. But these stick here, these controls are pretty sensitive. Even at 50%, barely giving it a little bit of power, you will see it moving around a lot. So just be careful playing with this guy. It's very small, he's lightweight, and he can get stuck into it quite often. So just be careful playing in an open area. It's what I suggested. You will find that this guy is very fast at flying. His speed is very fast. I play out a big open field, and he flies so fast. It's really hard to see also when he's that small. I'm still new to FPV, so it was kind of tough for me to just rely on this. The signal is definitely good enough to rely on it. It's a very live signal. Let me show you right now. So you can see here the signal is quite good, and it's everything is live and fast. So there you go. Using this as an FPV definitely worked because you have instant response, and the controller and everything is immediately live. It's not like some of the other versions I use where there's, you know, a second or two stutterness. I go over 150 feet out and I still get good reception. The unit is very hard to fly at that rate because you can't receive it anymore. So if you are a good FPV flyer, you can handle that. But for me, I was having a hard time dealing with that. A lot of the hobby grade guy would tell you that this is a good quadcopter for you to learn how to fly FPV on before you move on to a more experienced unit like the Walkera 250. I wouldn't say this is totally the easiest quadcopter to fly. It's definitely easy, but you know, the bigger units have better wind resistance, so keep that in mind. The nice thing about a small unit is that you get to fly them indoor, outdoor, and of course this one has very nice agility, making it very easy to fly. One more thing I do want to point out is that being a kind of introduction to hobby grade, this guy does not do flip automatically. There's no button to automatically make him flip. You can change the sensitivity to really expert mode for high rate, and you can fly really fast, and you can actually do roll and flip on this guy if you know what you're doing using the stick here, and it's quite cool. So far I managed to do one or twice, but you know, not really that great at doing it. I'm still learning on this unit. So overall, this is a pretty nice package. If you're looking for a beginner FPV, kind of slowly get into the hobby grade, this is a good little unit. It is somewhat expensive, I think, because you have this nice controller with the screen. You can buy just the Hubsan X4 online for probably 30-40 bucks, but you know, with the 5 GHz transmitter and the nice controller here, it does go up to like over 100 bucks more. So I hope this short little review helped you in your purchase decision. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment below, and as always, stay tuned for future review. Thank you.